Anthony Hartwig here with another baseball season preview in Coach's Corner. We're in Lakeview down in Cortland today with the head coach of the baseball team down there, Cam Carson. Coach, thank you so much for coming on talking to us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
What's the state of your program right now? Some of the preseason vibes you've been getting and some of the expectations that because of those you're setting for this season.
Oh yeah, obviously we have some super high expectations, just like every year coming in. We want to get the most out of the group that we have, and our guys have done a really nice job so far in the month of practice that we've had in our off-season program, just getting this program back up to a point where we want it to be at, and just expecting high-level baseball at all times. So one of our goals is obviously trying to take back the conference. That's goal number one. And then making a run of district is goal number two. So hoping to get our program to that point.
Let's meet the group that's going to try to accomplish all those goals. Talk about the roster and the players that are going to be making big impacts, the names we need to know before the season starts.
Yeah, we have two seniors this year, so small senior class, but Jason DeMonica and Carter Duran. Jason will be a 4-year letter winner. Carter will be a 3-year letter winner. So those guys have been around this program. They know what the expectations are. They know how to carry themselves. So those two guys are going to set the tone for us. We have a junior class that's very talented. We got 7 of those guys. Nathan Palucci, Brandon Toot. Those guys have been 3-year starters for us. Brandon Cash, Isaiah Lance. Those guys got a lot of time for us last year. Hayden Newton as well was a key guy for us last year. He's been dealing with an injury since football season, so we're hoping to get him back. And then we got Jacob Shaker as well coming back on the mound for us. He was a big part of our rotation last year. So Matthew Leonard's another junior, hoping to get in the rotation this year and contribute there as well. And then Eli Goff, Joe Kaczynski, and Nick Aho are 3 sophomores that we're hoping contribute for us as well.
Coach, with only 2 seniors, you're leaning on them a lot for leadership and kind of leaning on their experience. Like you said, one 3-time letter winner, one 4-time letter winner. So there's a lot of experience with those 2 seniors. Talk about what you've seen already in the preseason that makes you comfortable with their leadership and knowing that you're in good hands, even if it's a low number of seniors on the team.
Yeah, both of them kind of have a similar leadership style. They're both kind of lighthearted, fun guys. They like to just play the game relaxed and just keep things light for the guys. They like to joke around with people and just have good energy. And really, that's been a huge point of emphasis for our team this year, is having a ton of energy. And those guys do a nice job at that. Nothing gets too serious for them. They lead by example type guys. So those 2 have done a really good job for their leadership.
And then talk about some of the guys that are, future leaders of this program. I would say, the juniors and the sophomores that you mentioned, and how much they're trying to take in what the seniors are setting and the tone they're setting.
Yeah, so like I said, a lot of these juniors, they have a ton of playing experience and have gotten a ton of playing time as young guys. Even the guys that didn't start their freshman year, there were still a lot of guys that got significant playing time or were in really big spots. I just think back to our regional game. We had, I think, two freshmen start in that game, and then 2 freshmen come in to either pinch hit or pinch run in that game as freshmen. So they were in really big moments early on. So they kind of have set the tone in our early on in practice and in the off season. These guys really want to win, and they think that they can elevate this program to where we want it to be. So we're really excited to see what they can do.
All right, Coach, let's talk about the schedule. You already said your goal 1, let's win the NE8. Let's take that back. It's a tough conference. It's a brutal conference to navigate. Not only Poland and South Range, but you got Hubbard in there that has the arms and the experience, and Gerard's making strides, and Niles is making strides. Talk about what it's going to take this year to kind of take this conference and what it's going to take to get yourselves back on top of it.
Yeah, we're going to have to do the little stuff right. That's always the challenge is making those routine plays, getting hits when you need them. So like you said, the NE8 is going to be tough this year. I think top to bottom, this is probably the best the NE8's been, maybe, honestly, since we've had the NE8. Obviously, like you said, South Range, Poland, those guys are always at the top. Hubbard, very, very competitive team. Gerard, another one who's going to be really, really good this year. So we have to take care of business on Monday and Tuesday. And like I said, make the plays that we need to make, balls hit right at us. Getting timely hits executing like small ball situations, being able to move guys over, get ourselves in a position to score runs. And then we're going to have to pitch well. Pitching's the name of the game. We got to stay in the zone. We got to have good command of all our pitches, and just dictate kind of the game from the mound. And I think that's something we've done really well. We're pretty confident in our rotation right now, and what they're going to give us. We know they're going to go out, give us 5-6 innings of good baseball, and then trust our bullpen to finish the game for us.
When you venture outside of the NE8 and you test yourselves, in the non-conference waters, who are some teams that really, you're excited to kind of test yourself against, and that's going to prepare you for that tournament time?
Yeah, I'm a big believer in playing a schedule that's going to prepare you for the postseason. I want to challenge our guys during the regular season. So we start right off with Ursuline on Saturday, Scene 1. That'll be an awesome opening day game. Looks like it's going to be like 70 degrees Saturday. So Ursuline's a big one. We got the defending state champs, West Branch, on the schedule. That's always a good competitive game for us. We have Fitch and Mooney this year as well on the schedule. So again, I'm a big believer in playing up in the regular season and preparing yourself. So we know we're going to get tough games on Monday, Tuesday, and it's nice to kind of balance that out later in the week as well and continue to challenge ourselves.
As we talk about, the tournament, usually we wouldn't bring up tournament time so early in a season preview, but because of the expansion and because we're seeing more divisions, what do you think that'll do for Lakeview and the doors that might open for you guys to make maybe a little bit of a deeper run now that the divisions are at least on a level playing field on school size? I know there's still going to be hard teams in every division. It's not like it's going to get super easy all of a sudden, but you're not going to have to play teams that are twice as big as you anymore.
Right. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know how much it does for us, or how different it makes it for us. Like you said, it's always going to be a challenge once you get into playoff time, and everyone's hungry. Everyone is striving for the same goal. So it's going to be tough, obviously, like it is every single year. So I'm not sure if the new field does anything like beneficial for us, but I don't think it hurts us either. So we're just going to hopefully be playing our best ball by that point, and whoever we have to play, just hopefully we can find ways to beat them and make a run at district.
Did you have any kind of first thoughts when the news came out that they were going to expand the divisions in baseball and every other sport not named football to more divisions? Did you kind of like it? Did you kind of think that it was unneeded? What were kind of your first thoughts?
I don't know if I had a strong feeling either way, because I wasn't really sure what it was going to look like, and I wasn't sure kind of what teams were going to come down to Division 5 with us. I didn't know what teams are going to be moving up. For the most part, the core group, those teams that are always contending at the top, who are contending at the top of Division 3, seem to be in Division 5 now with us. So I wouldn't say I was excited or like disappointed. It kind of just was curious about how it was going to look and see if it was going to make a difference. So I guess we won't know till we get to the playoffs and kind of see how things shake out. But yeah, no strong reaction right off the bat.
We transitioned in talking about the culture that you want to set to kind of build in that championship mindset and make those long runs in the tournament. You've been with Lakeview as the baseball coach for long enough now to have your culture established and strong and kind of stable. What kind of culture do you see in Lakeview baseball, and how much of it is exactly where you want it culture-wise?
Yeah, I think this year, obviously we haven't played any games yet, but this has been the best February and March that we've had, maybe since I've been here. So our number one point of emphasis, we had two big things. We had attention to detail, and we had good energy. And the energy has been awesome. It makes such a difference in high school baseball when your dugouts into the game and when like every guy that's in the lineup has a good energy. It makes a huge difference, because when we're out playing in 45-degree weather, it can be tough to stay involved in games, and especially like just the pace of play. When the pace of play isn't good, I don't think teams perform very well. So like I said, attention to detail, good energy. It's been good. Our culture, we just been trying to build, like, do the little stuff right. Like we say, like, leave things better than the way you found it. That's something that I feel like we're able to do in this group of guys that we have on the team this year. They've done a good job with that. Is like they try to improve every day. They want to get better at something, and they want to make an impact on the people around them. So I think culturally, we're in a really good spot right now. We're doing some of the things that we want to do. Guys are being on our team are modeling like what Lakeview baseball means to the community and the younger guys. Like we'll have our kids camp coming up here in a couple of weeks, and like those guys love like being involved with the youth program, giving back to the community, stuff like that. So when we're in terms of building culture, that's what we want. And I want guys who are gonna like run through a wall when they step out on the field, and they'll do whatever it takes to win baseball games. And I feel like the group that we have this year is willing to do that.
Coach, you brought up the weather a little bit in that answer and how much it can affect a game. Weather is going to make it hard this year. I mean, you have about a month and a half to fit in 27 games with the weather in Northeast Ohio. How do you navigate kind of trying to keep everyone, locked in on maybe, there's probably going to be a week where you miss 2 or 3 games and you have to play, 4 or 5 games in 4 or 5 days. How do you kind of navigate the waters that is spring sports and trying to keep everyone locked in on those days where you might miss 2 or 3 days in a row?
Yeah, I think a big thing is just finding opportunities for competition on a daily basis. So just incorporating some sort of competition into practice. We've done a ton of live at-bats throughout practice so far in the last month or so. So that always gets the juices flowing a little bit. And whether we're working out, like we've done some circuits, some workout circuits. So maybe just compete, like who can get the most reps or who can get things done quickly. So it's just like finding ways to compete in practice is a huge part of that, I think.
What's your favorite in-practice competition to put the boys into?
That's a tough one. Honestly, we kind of just like make stuff up on the fly, like on like a daily basis. Like we don't have any like real go-tos. But just depending on like the week or the situation or like who's going to throw that day, we like to just kind of make stuff up and find some way to make it fun.
Coach, we wouldn't be having this interview without the staff and the people behind you. So I want to make sure that they get their time to have a light shined on them. I know there's a lot of people that go beyond just the coaches that help this baseball program, be what it is. I want you to take the time to not only thank your staff, but the people that are behind you guys all year and the people that make this Lakeview baseball program exactly what it is.
Yeah, I have a great staff with me. Dylan Keller, he's been with me since day one when I got here. He's our pitching coach, our varsity infield coach. So he's at everything. The guys on the team love him. He's been such a huge part of our success over the last couple of years. So he's number one. Blaine Barr and Tyler Capan are our 2 assistant and / JV coaches. They both played for me in my early years here, my first couple of years here. So it's nice when you get guys to come back to the program that want to coach and contribute to what you're doing. That's huge. Ty Capan just came on this year. So this is his first year on with us. Blaine's been with us the last couple of years. He's done a really nice job kind of developing these younger guys and teaching them like the ways of Lakeview baseball, so they're prepared when they get up to the varsity level. I have Kyle Payton he went from assistant coach to volunteer this year. He got a new job, but he's still around and helping us out, which has been nice. And Dean Shanauer, teacher here at Lakeview, he's been on staff with us. He's volunteered the last couple of years. He does a lot of stuff behind the scenes to help us out. And then obviously like our administration from the top down, they really support us and give us the things that we need to do, and they get behind us, and whatever we need, they're there for us. So I got to thank those guys too.
Coach, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us and preview this Lakeview baseball season. We're excited for it. We're chomping at the bit for baseball, and we'll be out there supporting you guys and covering you guys all year. So if you ever need anything, let us know, of course. We can't wait to talk again real soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.